let me ask you guys something. If you could be one ancient cookie, who would you be? I'll give you a second. For me, I choose dark cacao. That's because I like big swords. Now, big swords or not, that doesn't determine how strong these ancient cookies are. So today we're going to be taking a look at which ancient is the strongest. So we're going to be going in order from worst to best. Because of that, we'll be seeing an appearance of the same cookie twice, and that is dark cacao. Now, this is the non-awakened dark cacao that I'm talking about. Non-awakened dark cacao is quite mediocre. It's one of the reasons why he was the first cookie to get his awakening. I can't even see non-awakened dark cacao anymore, because once you upgrade dark cacao cookie the dragon lord, it officially puts him in that new mode. But the big reason why dark cacao cookie base was so bad was because he just wasn't that good of a tank for up front. When it came to the damage and debuffs he provided as a charge cookie, it wasn't bad, but compared to other cookies that were non-ancients that were released, they were doing that much better than he was. There are multiple other charge or upfront cookies that provided debuffs better than dark cacao cookie, that did damage better than dark cacao cookie, and it just got to a point where normal dark cacao saw himself kind of phased out. Coming in at number 2 is actually going to be pure vanilla. Now, the list can get controversial from here because everybody and their mother agrees that dark cacao is by a mile the worst. Dark cacao dragon lord is a different story, but pure vanilla hollyberry is where it starts to become more of a debate of which one's worse. Now, the reason why I chose pure vanilla is because pure vanilla is a good healer, the only healer that can heal injury, but compared to other cookies like cream puff, peach blossom, even mint choco, parfait, pure vanilla's sheer healing falls short. And while he's useful, he provides some HP shields, there are other cookies that just do what he's primarily there to do, but better. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're in a stage with injury or battling against people in the arena with dark cacao, pure vanilla is useful. There are quite a few meta teams that have pure vanilla in them right now because they counter that injury that dark cacao provides. Now, but it's important to note that these are ancients. The bar is high. So when I say worst of the ancients, it usually means the best out of almost every other cookie. There's only a few healers better than pure vanilla cookie. So even though he's one of the older cookies in the game, he is still dang good for how old he is. Coming in at number 3 is going to be hollyberry. Now, hollyberry is a fantastic defensive cookie. I just want to reiterate what I said earlier with pure vanilla cookie. The worst of the ancients are still extremely good. The bar is very high. Now, when it comes to hollyberry cookie, I put her before golden cheese and white lily, mainly because of 2 things. The sheer release date of them makes them difference in power, and 2, white lily and golden cheese are just absurdly good at dealing damage. Now, hollyberry is absurdly good at taking damage off, but when we're ranking these and their usability in battles between story mode and arena, we're going based off of the ones that see the most playtime and the most use. White lily and golden cheese both see more playtime than hollyberry. Now, hollyberry is a consistent staple in the meta though, in arena, or if you just don't have a defensive cookie to tack onto a team for any other PvE reasons, hollyberry is the way to go. Now, if we take a look at her skill, we can see that hollyberry actually takes damage off of the cookie allies, absorbing a portion of the damage they take, excluding periodic and indirect damage. And she will reduce crit received by her allies and herself and gain a stack of Seed of Life for every crit hit she receives. And once she gains enough of those, it'll bloom into the Berry of Life, enhancing the succeeding skill. The cooldown for hollyberry's first skill is reduced, and as we can see, the Berry of Life adds 2 seconds of stun to the next skill's charge damage. Overall, hollyberry does a great job at keeping the damage off your team, which is what a defense cookie does, stunning, which is a little bit extra that can help further with a defensive cookie, and also just kind of playing that role of staying alive, which is literally what you want from a defensive cookie. Now, coming in at number 3, the middle of the pack, and that is going to be golden cheese. Now, when it came to choosing between golden cheese and white lily, it was kind of a tough bat because golden cheese has that very unique ability where she comes back after she dies and then hits you with a whole other special, which is incredibly useful. But the stunning that white lily offers and the sheer damage she does, I just couldn't put her behind golden cheese. Now, Golden Cheese is one of the best cookies in the game, without a doubt. She's been, since her release, she's been in the arena in and out. She's very useful in PvE. The only thing she really doesn't do is guild battle. And if we take a look at her skill, Golden Cheese Cookie just provides absolute damage to everything. Her Spear of Radiances attacks the crowd itself. The Spear of the Absolute attacks the main highest attack cookie. And as you can see here, it ignores 40% of damage resist and does increase damage as well. And then we have the Sarcophagus of Gold and just the overall Ancient Cookie debuff resist. You can build a team around her over her Sarcophagus of Gold. You can use her in PvE as a way of just dealing massive damage. She's just an extremely good cookie, just not as good as our next two. And the second best cookie, White Lily. Now, there is not enough I can say about White Lily. White Lily is so good. She is one of my favorite cookies. She just does everything you need her to do amazingly. The only place she doesn't fit is guild battle. And the thing is, in meta in the arena, she's absurdly strong. In PvE, she is absurdly strong. She is an easy gateway to beating chapters 1 and 2 of Beast Yeast. And on top of that, her skill is just absurd. Her skill is the reason why she is considered the best non-awakened ancient cookie. So White Lily also does very good with Elderfairy Cookie or other cookies that give buffs, because Elderfairy specifically, for example, giving her extra prismatic shard buffs compared to other cookies. But White Lily herself, just in general, does more damage the more buff she has on her, so it's important to try to boost her up as well. Whenever an ally cookie gains a debuff, they will gain the Lily Restoration buff, and whenever a White Lily cookie uses her skill, the Lily Restoration buff will activate. Once it reaches a certain number of stacks, it would dispel all current debuffs on the allies and heal them. So not only does White Lily do absurdly high damage, she can heal cookies, and on top of that, she can stun enemies as well with the vines. White Lily handedly deserves the best non-awakened ancient spot. And now back to the beginning, back to the man himself, my favorite cookie, the Dragon Lord. As you guys probably remember earlier in this video, I was saying how base Dark Cacao is hot garbage. Dark Cacao Cookie Dragon Lord, he is the best of the best. If we take a look at his skill, we can see that he can swing the chocolate blade to deal damage, inflict injury, and fatal wound. A new debuff. Apply a crit resist debuff, and after this he'll borrow the strengths of the twin dragons for a forceful downstrike, increasing darkness type damage and applying consuming darkness and gloom. Gloom's also new. At the beginning of the battle, Dark Cacao Cookie will increase the allies' damage resist with a royal decree, boost the team. Inspired by his kingly presence, charged cookies will gain increased defense and max HP. A further boost to other cookies, Channel Darkness will become more efficient for Dark Choco Cookie, and his damage resist will increase. A further increase for other cookies. And as we can see here, his skills just do absurd damage. The reason why damage resist bypass on the twin dragons is 30%. His royal decree buff gives him immunity to petrified and injury and increases his debuff resist, and gives allies 20% damage resist at the beginning of battle. And then if you take a look at kingly presence, it goes even further for Dark Choco Cookie and charge cookies. And to further add, if you guys take a look at these debuffs, they're unreal. Injury, max HP minus 20% for 10 seconds, stacks up to 2x. Charge and defense cookies, extra injury. Fatal wound, injury stacks capped at 50%. And on top of here, we have gloom as well, which prevents healing for a certain time frame for 5 seconds on cookies and 10 seconds on normal enemies. And then if we take a look at the channel darkness effect that Dark Cacao Cookie has, portion of the darkness type damage dealt by cookies return as restored HP, but it is not counted as healing. There have been numerous times where my Dark Cacao Cookie has stayed alive and won me the battle just because of that healing. So that's it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know I got to enjoy talking about Dark Daddy Cacao and all his glory. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment below on what else you guys want to see in the future.